Here we go.
Let's make it a good day. Every day. We do it our own way. Sing it out every day. Yeah, let's make it a good day. Every day. Oh, no matter what they say. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Now, here's Jason.
Let's get started. Thank you. Wow. Okay. I gotta say, you know, this is basically the end of season 10, and look, we have an hour together. Well, no. I mean, with these people, we have an hour left with them, but I gotta say, I think one of the best audiences of season 10. Yeah. Now, I mean, I will say though, okay, that's it. See you tomorrow, everybody. That's it. That's all we have time for. Welcome to the show, everybody. I'm Jace. First up today, the middle name you will not believe. One college football player is making news for his unusual middle name. Meet Gideon ESPN Lampron. Right there, a player at Bowling Green State in Ohio. Yes, friends, his legal name is in fact ESPN. Get this, his mom wanted his middle name to be Xavier, but while she was sleeping following giving birth, her husband went in and signed the birth certificate with ESPN as his middle name. Yeah. Mom, she wasn't happy. She woke up to find out that her baby had been named after a cable sports network. Yeah. And let's just say she wasn't exactly doing a victory dance in the end zone about that. So, but they kept it. They kept it, but they pronounce it Espen.
Okay.
Espen. I would have made it just ESPN. That's it. Yeah. Anyway, let's head over to someone who only needs one name. Fabulous, iconic, Fallon.
Nurse knew better than to let the dad sign that birth certificate while the mom was sleeping.
I mean, come on, man.
Come on, man. No.
I got to tell you, another reason this audience is the best, and by the way, it is early in the hour. I can revoke that title at any moment. But I found out that there's a group of people from Shakopee, and they went to this place called Wampak's, and they brought me fresh onion rings. Yeah, come here, Abby. Yeah, here they are. I've never, look, we've been doing this for 10 years. I've never had an audience. I've had them bring me a lot of stuff. This is hot. Like, these are fresh. They went like before the show to get these?
At 10 a.m. they let you come in and get fresh onion rings?
Look at these.
Oh, yeah. Those
come on, great. Man. Yeah. Oh, share? No.
That's a fair request.
I know.
Yeah.
Hello, only child. Yeah. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Oh, I would eat one, but I gotta read. I know.
I'll be eating one.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
A fan will be eating it after the next segment there. So yeah.
Or in the middle. I don't know. Yeah.
Maybe right in the middle. It depends on how the hot dish goes. Let's get started, everybody. It's time for the hot dish. Roll it, Leo. Here we go. Ow! Ow! First up, big mouths, booties, bands, and balance. Week 5 on America's Got Talent really had it all. I woke up, I came into the show today, and Jeff looks at me and he goes, FYI, the entire first segment is nothing but HGT because it's that good. Let's get started. One audition a lot of people are talking about was reality TV villain Tom Sandoval auditioning with his band, The Most Extras. Surprisingly, dude got 4 yes votes and has moved on to the next round. Let's have some real talk here. That has nothing to do with his ability. It's just NBC wanting ratings.
Yeah.
Just saying. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we got the band out of the way. I don't want to talk about him. Let's go to booty. Booty. One woman used her booty to set a new Guinness record. Look at this. She hula hooped.
Okay. That is not what I expected.
She hula hooped with her butt for more than an hour, beating the old record. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Look at that. The woman can also hula hoop around other body parts. Yes, breasts. Yes, yeah.
That would kill your legs. That like squat she's doing for an entire
hour.
I can't even do a regular hula hoop. I never could.
Never.
No.
I never could do it.
Also, earlier when Jeff said it was a booty hula hoop, I just imagined the hoop was lower. I never in a million years imagined that position.
That it was in that position.
Yeah.
And she can do it on her boobies.
Oh. Cool.
Jeff and I are going to try that today at lunch. Just, yeah, little man boobs. By the way, 3 of the 4 judges said yes. Why not 4? I would go see that in Vegas.
No, you would never pay money for that.
After a couple cocktails, I might. Yeah, if I got a coupon for it.
Yeah.
Okay, we go from booty. Now let's go to balancing. 2 dudes showed off some serious skills and plenty o' skin. Boop. Happy Pride. Yeah. Those are the bodyguards who left the judges speechless with their act.
Right.
Yeah.
I am as well.
Those 2 young men, yeah. They work out, I think. Yeah. I mean, lifting them like it's a bag from Walmart. You know what I mean? Just like a little, yeah.
They did.
Well, and it wouldn't be AGT, and Fallon just would never be happy if we didn't have an aerialist act. That's right. This week, one pair added roller skates and some spark to their routine. Look at this. The duo, they call, yeah, I'm with Mel B there. They call themselves Stardust, and they got a golden buzzer from Sofia Vergara. Okay, all I'm thinking is my hairspray would ignite. You know what I mean?
Yes.
If those sparks got in your hair.
That reminds me of those little fairy dancers that kids had where you hit them and they through
Yeah.
the air. And then there's the famous viral video on Christmas morning. The little girl hits it and it flies in the fireplace.
Yeah.
That's what it reminds me of. I don't like it.
I don't like it either.
No golden buzzer for me.
I would rather see the booby hula hoop girl from Vegas. You know what I mean?
You're...
Yes, I would. Okay.
Now, if the roller skaters brought me like a little Sonic limeade in the middle of the show, I'd go see it.
That's right, yeah. Okay, as Vanessa Williams once sang, we saved the best for last. It's time now for the big mouth that I teased a little bit ago. As I say, I need everybody to come back to the television. I'll give you just a second. Roll it.
I'm gonna have each one of you select one, and I'm gonna put it in my mouth.
Huh? So who's gonna put one?
The bat?
Oh, no,
It's a big one.
no. No, don't do that.
Oh, no, no.
All right, Isaac. Oh, please.
You adjusted. Great choice.
Happy Pride. By the way, executive producer Jeff said he's going to take a freeze frame of that for his dating profile.
Oh, there he said that.
Oh, God.
Betrayal.
Isaac Johnson fits large objects into his mouth, but sadly didn't make it through. Okay, out of all of them, I would have put that dude first. Like, get a Xerox machine, you know what I mean?
I just am speechless. I don't know what. I'm glad I don't watch that show.
I know. I don't need to watch it because I know that Jeff is going to pull the best here.
That's
I love it.
true.
We have more Dish when we come back. Back in a moment, everybody. I know. Onion ring time. Welcome back, everybody. One of my favorite teachers on the planet, our special guest today, plus the stars of the Dallas Cowboys Cheerleaders show. We ate some of those onion rings in the break, and Bjorn ran over here like a little gazelle, girl. He was like, he was hungry. He's a growing boy, everybody. He's a growing boy, yeah. Welcome back. With Jimmy Kimmel on his summer break, guest hosts are taking over the show, and this week it's been great. Andor star Diego Luna, who I just adore. He welcomed Tiffany Haddish to the show last night, and she talked about eating McDonald's for the first time in more than 25 years in Australia. Listen to this.
But when I got off the plane in Perth, he said, yo, Tiffany, we have to go to Marcus. We got to come with me. You got to come with me and try this Marcus. And I'm like, Marcus? What is Marcus? He said, oh, you're going to love it. It's so good. The Marcus here is so good. I'm like, what is Marcus? He said, it's McDonald's. We go to McDonald's, right? And I haven't had McDonald's since like 1999, very early 2000s. I ate the filet-of-fish sandwich, right? And I had like froze. And I don't know if you ever seen that TV show, That's So Raven, but you know how she pauses and she sees into the future? I paused and I saw into the past. It was 1987, and it was my first time eating a filet-of-fish sandwich, and it tasted so good. And I was a little girl again, and I was so happy. And when I came back to present day, a tear was coming down. And I was just full of joy. And then I ate that apple pie, and that apple pie was fried like it was in the 1900s. And it was so delicious. And I ate Marcus. I ate McDonald's every day I was there. And I lost 5 pounds, bro.
Nothing. I don't eat it a lot, but there's nothing better than a number 7. The 2 cheeseburger meal. Thank you. That's
So
all
good.
I need. That is
Me
such
too.
a. Why are you? What, you don't like number 7, Jeff? No. Which one do you like?
10 nugget meal.
The 10 nugget meal. Okay.
With
That.
3 seasons
with 3 sweet and sours, because sweet and sour is the best condiment in America. It really is. That's
Debatable.
I know.
You didn't get
Debatable.
a big applause for that.
If I would have said ranch, they would have clapped.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
When I was pregnant, so like the first 16 weeks I was sick and the only thing I ate was fruit. But after that, my only craving I remember during pregnancy was a McChicken. And like I'm usually
I've never had a McChicken.
Oh gosh. It's better than just like their regular chicken sandwich. The McChicken is simple and delightful.
I've never, I'm half McNugget. Like I've eaten so many, More dish. I have to talk about what I watched last night on Netflix.
Oh, we got a group text immediately about this.
We are on a show-wide group text. I loved it so much, I did text the entire Jason Show family about it. A new documentary looks back at what can only be described as a vacation from hell. I never want to gross people out, so if you are eating right now, please put down your brioche waffles. Take a look.
More than 4,000 people are stuck on a cruise ship that is dead in the water.
That's when all of us were like, what the f***?
Well, power goes, that's it. Everything's out.
It was immediately crisis mode.
But the toilets weren't working. Well, we can do a #1 in the shower, and then...
I'm telling you, it got bad fast.
I would never expect having to poop in a red bag.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
No. Oh, but yes. Yes. Oh, but you will. Yeah. Audience, it's part of Netflix's Trainwreck series, and this one's called Trainwreck Poop Cruise, and it looks back at the cruise ship from Carnival that lost power in 2013, stranding more than 4,000 passengers at sea for days. I could spend days talking and laughing about this. It was only 52 minutes. I enjoyed every moment of this.
A lot of the questions people were asking.
Fire away. Give me some questions.
So why couldn't they just send other boats out to get these people off of this?
It's hard to do. I'm not a cruise ship expert. But the ships that even take you to shore, what are they called, Bjorn? Tenders. Even the tenders, if the sea is too violent, the tenders can't even properly dock sometimes, and they have to cancel an excursion. It would be very unsafe to try to remove 4,000 passengers via the tenders. I think it's not in their protocol. Next question.
What did they get for this inconvenience and horrible vacation?
Hold on to your granny panties. Are you ready?
Yes.
$500. And a coupon for a free cruise. Now, there is some lawsuits. I won't go into that. Next question.
I don't know what my next question is. I think that covered what I want to know.
Just so you know, and I'm going to try to not, just so you know the situation, you're looking at the video, you're looking at some video here. Think about it, guys. The fire was in the electrical room of the ship. And when I say a fire, when they show you the picture of the electrical room, it is destroyed. The electrical system operates everything, including the toilets. And they realized, oh my gosh, the toilets aren't working. This was on the last day of the cruise. They were heading back to Texas. And then they woke up the next day and was like, okay, the toilets aren't working either. They could have been all right. It would have been all right if they were just going to be afloat at sea for maybe a day or two. But what happened was they did instruct everybody to, there's just no other way to put this, to pee in the shower. And if they have to do a #2, to do a #2 in these red biohazard bags and set it in the hallway. Again, they would have been all right. But what happened was, because the ship was dead in the water, it floated away from Mexico farther and farther and farther, which added 2 days to the experience. So after 3-4 days of everyone doing this in the ship, I'm not going to say anything more.
So wait, they couldn't charge their phones, or
they had no
Wi-Fi or signal?
Girl, I know. I don't want to keep going on it.
What did they do for fun?
Oh, well, on day 6, audience, listen to this. This was when we're on the couch, Colin's on that, and they get to day 6. People are mad. The ship is literally full of, and they decide to open the bar. No. Give free alcohol to all of these angry people, and all Harry Carey broke loose. Yeah. And I will end with this. And just follow along. I'm not going to say the gross part. You know what I mean. The tugboats finally reached the cruise ship, but when the tugboat pulled the cruise ship went like this. What do you think happened with all of the liquid? Final fun fact, producer Bjorn went on that refurbished ship a couple years ago.
Bjorn, no.
They changed the ship's name to like Sunshine or something. Yeah. Sunrise. And I'm thinking to myself, wouldn't you just burn it down to the ground?
Yeah.
There isn't enough Lysol on planet Earth. Yeah. Yeah. Audience, please watch it. Let us know what you think. Next up, we all love hot dogs on the grill, right? Well, one famous face is making an entire city that I love, that our show is in, very angry when she reveals what she puts on her hot dog.
I love hot dogs with the works. It has to have bacon, mustard, ketchup, relish, sauerkraut, delish, toasted bun.
Okay, did you hear that? Martha Stewart loves her hot dogs with the works, including ketchup. The reason this is causing a stir is you're looking at a Chicago dog on the right there. Obviously, Jason, Martha's on the left. Anyway.
Nailed it. Nailed it.
I'm real smart.
No.
Anyway, the reason this is a big deal is that's not going to go over well with my fam in Chicago. If you live in Chicago, you know that if you do not put ketchup on hot dogs, if you ask for ketchup on hot dogs in Chicago, you could get slapped. I mean, you just do not. It's just I grew up. Now look, don't tell them, but I grew up near there, and I still put ketchup on my hot dogs, but they take it very seriously.
I don't do ketchup on my hot dogs, and I am a little judgmental of the ketchup, and I'm not from Chicago. Because I always feel like ketchup is like my favorite condiment, but I think I was just taught, you don't put ketchup on it, so I just don't.
Yeah.
I'm sure it would be fine. Like my 5-year-old daughter loves ketchup on everything,
I mean,
so that's how I get her to eat stuff half the time.
Put ketchup on it? Yeah. I like a Chicago Works dog, the picture that you saw a few seconds ago. Yeah. I'll eat that.
Great.
That's fantastic.
Yes.
But if I'm just here, just like at the ballpark, just ketchup. Okay. That's all I want.
Oh, yeah.
That's all. I'm a very plain Jane with that.
Yeah.
Same thing with hamburger. Just need a little ketchup and mustard. Again, number 7.
Yeah.
The number 7 at McDonald's, or what do they call it in Australia?
Maccas.
Maccas?
Maccas.
Maccas? Yeah, there we go. One of my favorite guests of season 10, plus the stars of the Dallas Cowboys Cheerleaders and more when we come back. Stay with us. Back in a moment, everybody. Coming up in just a little bit, I love teachers, and he's one of my favorites. Next to Mrs. Freeze, of course. Mr. Ike is back to talk about his viral success and his latest book. Oh, and inspiring kids. I can't wait to talk to him. And then spilling the sweet tea. We're talking to Coach Kelli and 2 of the Dallas Cowboys Cheerleaders from the hit Netflix show. That and more when The Jason Show continues. Onion ring residue there. Welcome back. Our guest today is a teacher, an author, and a social media star, and I'm also giving him this title in season 10, one of my all-time favorite guests. On Instagram, Matt Eicheldinger, a.k.a. Mr. Ike, shares heartfelt stories about his time in the classroom, like this one.
Hello, my name is Matt. I'm a teacher, and today I'm going to tell you the story called A Sticker Meeting. I was teaching 6th grade, and the day got a little out of control. One of my students, Tenzin, brought a booklet of 2,000 stickers, and he was handing them out to everyone who wanted one. And the thing about middle schoolers and stickers is, well, the stickers end up everywhere. I'm not sure how this next part came to be, but at one point it was decided that all the stickers should go on me. So by lunchtime, I was covered in stickers, from my shoes all the way up to my face.
Well, I'm not surprised by this at all. Mr. Ike is one of the most followed teachers on social media, period. He's also a New York Times bestselling author. His latest book right there, Matt Sprouts and the Search for the Chompy Whomper, is out, and that's the best title of any book ever. Take that, Oprah. Give it up for Mr. Ike, everybody.
Hey, man. How's it going? Good to see you as well. Hi.
Hello. Welcome back.
Thank you.
I will. I'll start with a compliment. I know just in this season, I love this guy so much that we literally turned over an entire show to you. So that's how you know when we like you, when an entire hour is devoted to you. How you doing?
I'm good. I mean, I'm not on a ship filled with poop, so.
I mean, there is that. Or you're not hula hooping with your butt. I mean, there is that, Matt.
That is true. I got to tell you, my brain went to, do you remember Snakes on a Plane?
Yes!
So I heard the story, and then I heard Snakes on a Plane, and I went, oh, poop on a ship, next book.
Next book. We got it for you.
There it is.
Well, let's start with the book. Again, this title, Matt Sprouts and the Search for the Chompy Whompers. You got to explain this, Matt. What is this one about, my friend?
Sure. So in case you don't know, the Matt Sprouts series is based on me. It's called Matt Sprouts because Matt Eicheldinger just takes way too long to say. And this story stems from all those collectibles we used to have as a kid. So like Pokemon came out when I was in middle school, same with Beanie Babies. Like I had a neighbor who collected even the McDonald's ones. You remember those?
Oh, yeah.
She had like cardboard boxes and stacks, and I thought it was so cool to be able to connect stuff like that.
Our editor, Rob King, built a second home just to keep his Beanie Babies in. Yeah.
And so the book follows Matt, and he's trying to collect these things called Chompy Whompers because he figures if he can sell them and save his neighbor's farm because it costs so much to keep a farm up. And so Chompy Whompers are just these weird-looking green stuffed animal creatures.
Let me ask you. And it's probably an easy question for you because you're an educator and you speak to kids all day. But you'll know what I'm asking. I'm not going to phrase this well.
Okay.
If I write a book, which I never will do, but if I write a book, I know how to speak adult.
Oh, sure.
Kinda. I mean, obviously, I pointed out the hot dog with Martha Stewart.
Yeah.
But what is the trick to writing a children's book? You know what I mean? How do you bring the story down to a level that you know will connect with kids?
That's a great question. I don't think I've ever been asked that, so props to you.
Oh, okay.
I think one of the easiest ways for me, at least, is that I have what I call a flexibility of maturity. So if you need me to be 5, I can be 5, or if I need to be a 13-year-old, that's easy for me. But really what it comes down to is putting yourself into the mind of a kid and thinking about what would I want to do. And I think what's coming back, with all the rise of technology and stuff, I think this pendulum is coming back to a time where like real tangible things are more important to kids. And so and I think when they see something that's just probable enough that could happen to them, they get excited, and it has nothing to do with technology or anything that's in their face shiny all day. It's like, oh, I can go have an adventure, and I think that's coming back.
You see that?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Because I was going to ask you in the next segment, but I'll just ask you now. We hear, I don't want to say bad news, but we hear news about, the generations coming up, and they're obviously threats with AI, and for educators, and how do you teach kids? And kids are, they're not paying attention to each other. They're only on their phones. I was going to ask you to give us some good news. You're there. You're on the front lines. You see these kids growing up. Give me another piece. Give us another piece of good news about the kids coming up.
I'll tell you a story. How about that? So I'm teaching one day, and this kid.
Can you do it like you do on social media? Because you know I imitate you with, I go, hi, I'm Jason. I'm a talk show host and a gay guy. No, but Matt always starts with, I'm Matt, an author and a teacher. So yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Hello, my name's Matt. I'm a teacher and author, and today's story we'll call a bike ride. I was teaching 6th grade, and one of my students was like, hey, when you were like young before you were super old, like what did you used to do for fun? And I was like, oh, I'd ride my bike all over town, just all day. And he's like, you were allowed to do that? And I was like, yeah, with like everybody did it. The next time I had him was a Monday, and I was like, hey, how was your weekend? He's like, oh, it was so great. I got grounded though. And I was like, why did you get grounded? He goes, well, I asked my parents if I could ride my bike all over town, and they said no, but then I went and did it anyways. And he goes, I came back a few hours later, and they're like, why did you do that? And he said, Mr. Eicheldinger told me to. And I was like, you said what? You said what? And he goes, yeah, they were really upset. They're gonna call you. And so I waited by my classroom phone just with like cold sweats all day, and I get the phone call, and the parents are like, hey, you probably heard we had to ground our son, but it was because he didn't listen to us. But we got to tell you, that's the happiest we've seen our kid in a really long time. Thank you so much for telling him to do that. And I was like, I didn't tell him to do that.
Yeah.
but at the same time, I think parents are realizing like, oh, my kid is happier when they're out and about, when they're with their friends and there's no screen time. There's just some, yeah.
Yeah. You are finding that with the parents too? Are they realizing it?
They're realizing it, but I think just like kids, parents need to be taught, right? And so I get asked often, like, how do I get my kid into reading? And I have to teach that. You can't just tell a kid to go read or go tell them to have an adventure. Sometimes you need to show them the doors of opportunity, right?
More with Matt when we come back. Mr. Ike, right after this. That's a great story. Were you scared though? You're like, oh crap. Yeah.
Let's make it
More with Mr. Ike. Don't forget to follow him on social. We'll give you all that info at the end. Matt Eicheldinger said to search for the Chompy Whoppers. Get this for your kid. What we were going to talk about in this hour was just the outlook for kids.
Yeah.
Reasons, but just to put a bow on that, a lot of reasons to be optimistic, right? What you see in your classrooms?
Yeah, I think so. I think parents are really understanding what makes. There's like temporary joy and then there's long joy. And I think parents are really starting to understand the difference between the two.
I like that.
Yeah.
We were talking in the break, and I want to bring people in on it. I want to say congratulations. This man has 8 more books coming out. Yeah.
I know.
Can you believe it? It's a dumb question. Can you believe it?
No, and for those who don't know my backstory, like I spent 15 years trying to break into the publishing industry with a single book, and so to go from classroom teacher to pushing out this many books in such a short time frame is really bizarre to be living the dream that I thought about for so long.
What is it like for you as an educator? I mean, you watch children connect with sparks. Now, I always tell you when I think of you, I immediately think of, and my audience knows, my 3rd grade teacher, Mrs. Freeze, who ignited the spark to do what I'm literally doing right now. You see kids get that spark sometimes. How does it feel that kids are connecting with something that you created?
There are moments that hit me, right? So like that book came out just yesterday, and so I got a message from a kid who was stayed up way too late reading the book. It was like 1 o'clock in the morning and they finished it. And it's like, those are the things that I rarely get to see. It's the same thing with teaching. Like once students leave me, I rarely get to see them again. And it's kind of the same thing with being an author. You just don't get to see that side of it.
How old are your kids?
I've got a 13 and 10-year-old.
Do they think you're cool?
No. No, I would say the most common thing right now is both my kids just love to roast me, like
really
constantly. And yeah, so
because okay, let's like the 13-year-old probably has an awareness of social media. The fact that you're like you're a social media star, does that just freak them out, or they just roll their eyes?
There's some rolling of the eyes, but I'm very mindful about what I put online because my kids are going to grow up someday, and this is going to outlive me. And so everything I put online, I keep my kids in mind. Like, what will be my you know, my history for them that they get to see, and I wanted to leave a legacy that they're proud of. But also, like, my oldest one day recorded on my phone of her like spiking her hair and being like, "Hello, my name's I'm a da." And so like, just to poke fun at me, and I appreciate it. Keeps it grounded.
I want to, and before we go, every time Matt's here, and again, there's an old episode of our show over Christmas. We devoted the whole hour to Matt, and it was a lot of just your stories online. I wanted to bring some to television. Can you, Bjorn pulled a few that if you can share one before we have to go. The one, pencil checkout. Do you remember that one?
Pencil checkout. Oh, the kids who saved the...
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know if I can tell it as well as I did online, but you know, as a teacher, one of the most common problems is that kids don't bring pencils, and you're constantly just like slinging them out. It costs a lot of money. Sometimes I have to pay for it. And one time at the very end of the year, after giving all these pencils away and never really having a procedure to, you know, incentivize kids to bring their own, these kids gifted me an entire bag of pencils that they'd been picking off the ground all year, which is pretty cool.
That's so nice.
I hope that was the story you were thinking about.
No,
okay. Okay.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. When can we expect the 8 books? Can you say that?
I can. So the next book, it has probably a better title than that. It's called Holes in My Underwear. And my hope is that it is the next Shel Silverstein. It's illustrated poetry by me. And so I wrote poems for 15 years because I just didn't have a poetry book to teach my students with. And middle schoolers are very blunt about what they like and don't like. So my first poem, I was like, here's a poem we can use today. And they're like, who wrote that? And I was like, it wasn't me. Like, I don't know. So I've got that coming out. I have like a series for early readers, like kindergartners, coming out called Marvin Baby Blob that I illustrate. But the one I'm most excited about is a dystopian trilogy called When the Rain Came, and it follows a 17-year-old foster child who ends up living with this couple. And after a week, it starts raining all over the world, and it turns out her foster parents are preppers, people who like prepare for this sort of thing. And even though it's doom and gloom, the through story is what is family.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Well, I'll end with this. You mentioned that your videos will outlive you and you have to worry about what you put out there for your kids. Yeah. Let me just tell you, you have nothing to worry about. Your kids will be endlessly proud of you for years. You're one of my favorite people ever in the 10 years of the show.
Thank you.
Thank
that
you
really
very
means
much.
a lot. Thank
I mean it. Give it up, everybody, for Mr. Eich. Be sure to pick up a copy of his book and follow him on social media. We'll be right back, everybody. Back in a moment. I mean it, man. Thank you so much. Thank you. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Well, welcome back. It is the Netflix docuseries everybody's talking about. Season 2 of America's Sweethearts, the Dallas Cowboys Cheerleaders, is now streaming. I was very excited. I had the chance to interview Coach Kelli, hello ma'am, as well as 2 of the featured cheerleaders, Reece and Jada. We chatted about everything from what rookies should know to the much talked about pay raise.
First, obsessed, like Sunday, I had all these plans, canceled them, sat in my basement with the spouse, and we did nothing. And I have no shame. Okay, so I have so much I want to get to, so here we go. It's one thing to be famous and an icon with DCC, but now you're on Netflix. Reece, I was thinking of you, like last season, you were the cover art on my Netflix.
Oh, goodness.
Center. How hard was it being out there that much and not being defined by everybody else's opinion of you?
Ooh, that's a really good question. I think I have grown some thicker skin, and I'm grateful for that, but I don't let, I was actually, unfortunately, this is just real life, real Reece speaking here, but I popped up on one of my first videos on TikTok was just a hateful video, and those are just out there, but I also don't let the hate comments define who I am, because if you're just gonna post something that's hateful, then why would I ever want to seek someone else's opinion if that's what they're going to spread. But I say that, I know that was really dark there and heavy, but I don't let that define who we are. And I think, I mean, I'm surrounded by 35 other amazing, talented, beautiful, smart, kind human beings, and I think we all lean on each other when it comes to maybe some comments out there, but truly I think that this job has helped me grow thick skin, and I'm grateful for that.
Jada, for you?
Yeah, I mean, to keep it short and sweet, everyone has an opinion, and that's okay. I've just chosen, you know, which opinions are going to hold value in my life and which ones aren't.
Yeah, it's good.
Kelli, ma'am, I feel like I must say, ma'am.
Sir, Jason, yes.
Thank you. I'm Southern, so, you know, anyway. Coach, what is the one thing a rookie does when they walk in and they do it and it drives you nuts? It's a red flag. It is a oof. It is a puckered face. What is it?
I don't think I have an answer to that. The rookies are so refreshing in their energy and enthusiasm, and they're scared to death. Believe it or not, I'm trying to take some of the pressure off. I try to encourage them. I try to be funny every now and then. I know everybody thinks I'm mean, and maybe I am or not. I don't know. Y'all can answer that. But I'm trying to bring the best out of them so that they have the best chance to make the team.
For all of you, you brought up a good point. There's the pressure of just being in, I mean, the status of being in DCC before Netflix. And then just like golf players found out after Full Swing, just like the quarterbacks, there is now a different level of fame that comes with the exposure with Netflix. What has that been like on a personal level for the three of you?
It's changed airports for me. It's changed shopping for me. It's changed restaurants. There's no anonymity, but the great part of it is, fortunately, we have a positive show with positive stories, and most of the reactions are very positive and reflective of lifting spirits.
Yeah. Definitely a lot more exposure, but I think with our show, it is our authentic selves. So I don't think we're, you know, ashamed of anything you see on the show, anything we've said. It's the true us, and so I think, like Kelli said, you know, it is who we are, and so I think that makes it a little bit easier.
The big headline coming out, obviously, was the good news of the pay raises. Kelli, were those conversations hard to have? Obviously, we didn't see them on camera because you have a great relationship, I would imagine, with the family, with the corporation, the business that is the Cowboys. Were those difficult conversations to have with the organization about the pay raises?
No, in fact, it just needed to be the right people, the right time, and the right I mean, the girls did a great job of being their own advocates, and the organization listened to them and heard them and values them, and I think the program enhancements that were just made are a win for everybody. It reinforces their value. It makes their day-to-day life more sustainable, which takes the pressure off of all of us, so we're all very thrilled, and I'm, as their coach, happy that they're happy.
Absolutely. Guys, thank you so much. The best of luck to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You can watch it on Netflix. I want to say a quick thing, and that is this. I never really try, as I get older, try never to have a problem with admitting when I'm wrong. And I've had some snarky criticism about Reece and that lovely lady there to the right, and I'm wrong. I was wrong about her, and in just a moment of real, just unedited honesty, some of the worst things that's ever been said to me as a person has been said to me by people who claim to be people of God, overly real religious folks, and I don't like it because I think it's a little hypocritical. And that woman is a proud woman of faith, and I unfortunately just judged her through a reality show, and I shouldn't have, because this season showed a much different side of her. And to hear that she gets hateful comments, and you know me, I try to walk on that edge of being snarky without being mean. But if I ever said something that maybe crossed the line a little bit with her, I feel bad, because she really is quite lovely, and I shouldn't have used my own life experience and judged her based on that in a stupid reality show. So I wanted to apologize if I ever did that. She's a lovely lady, so be nice to her. We'll be right back. Back in a moment, everybody. Back after this. Welcome back, everybody. Be sure to book your tickets to come see our show this summer. Other shows are in reruns, not us. Our boss hates us. We have a... You can't do a rerun! Anyway, we have openings next week, and after our short break, we'll be back in mid-July and all of August. They're right there, eventbrite.com. We'll be right back. Back in a moment. Welcome back to our show, everybody. Tomorrow, he's one of the most popular guests ever. Patrick the Laundry Guy is back, talking about all those summer stains. That's tomorrow. Hey, we'll end how we began. All kidding aside, this has truly been one of the best audiences we've had all season. We love ya. That's going to do it for us. That's going to do it for us. If you're watching and you're a kid that's being bullied, you go out there and be yourself, because nobody can tell you you're doing it wrong. Thank you for watching, everybody. Have a good day. We'll see you tomorrow.